Well, hello there. Welcome back. Things are a little under the weather down here, but well, we gotta try to look up and up. But things are, not looking really nice in the game industry. Between the PC and the console, things are looking very grim. So reports of last year's holiday. So, if you're a long-time gaming enthusiast or just a shopper in general, like Black Friday is usually, the big buying season for just about anything, really, almost. And it was reported, a lot of places reported 30%. I'm assuming they rounded up because, a nice solid number sounds a little better than what it was really, apparently. But the reports that those reports got from reported a 27 drop in sales last year's holiday. That's pretty bad. And what makes it worse is it's the lowest it's ever been, apparently, according to this, since 1995. That's insane if that's true. Now, I did try to double check some of this stuff, but sadly, between all the search engines, AI garbage and making it hard to even find anything you fucking want nowadays, it was kind of hard to really double check some of these numbers. So I'm just going to kind of have to assume they're at least trying to be remotely honest here, hopefully. But yeah, that's pretty concerning if, this is for consoles. Unit sales on consoles have apparently never been this low since 1995. That is really bad. Because if that is actually accurate, that means for years and years and years, there's just been a steady growth. And all of a sudden, if there was anything that would tell me that things are getting way bad, that the game industry is in for a rough fucking season, it's this. Now, the same place that reported this information also reported on individual sales. The Xbox Series dropped roughly 70%. Not shocking. Microsoft's been fucking dying since the Xbox One. Xbox One was just a way into the gut. Ooh, that was not very good timed because I actually was coughing though. So it's not shocking to see that the sales are down on Microsoft. And of course, it doesn't help. They've had the hugest uprises in costs increases on the series. They've had what? At least 2. I think they've had 3 price increases. That's insane on the console that's losing. And interestingly enough, the Xbox Series lost not only to the PlayStation and the Switch 2 and the Switch, but it also lost, if you've been to Walmart's gaming section, you might have noticed this little cube camera thing that looks kind of like a Kinect or a PlayStation 2 Play camera. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. That thing outsold the fucking Xbox Series. That is bad. So, yeah, this to me is just Microsoft's grave being dug out and getting ready to fucking have the dirt piled into the fucking thing. Talk about crazy. PlayStation 5 sales fell 40%, and the Switch and Switch 2 were only down 10%. Of course, the Switch 2 is the hottest new gaming console thing, and, well, it sold pretty decently when it first came out. Some information's making it sound like it might be having its struggling moments here and there on certain things. But, that depends on the rumor mill, because Nintendo's very hush-hush about information. So, a lot of that is speculatorial things on that. But, yeah, that is just, I don't know what to say. Now, some people, like the PC Master Race type people, will probably be like, well, it's time to get that PC then. But, if you've been paying attention to that side of things, whether it be gaming or just anything relative to PC, that's becoming a nightmare on its own. RAM and hard drives are going through the fucking roof. And it's not looking pretty if this carries on for years. Which I would hope it's just a bubble, I would hope, personally. But we've lost like 2 companies that make RAM to fucking AI driven fucking corporate shit. Like, that's unreal and insane. Like there's literally like who was it? I can't remember. Somebody, some stupid fucking, you know, like CEO type person said something about like it's time to rent your PCs. Yes, the you don't own anything, be happy crowds after your fucking computer now. Like, fuck. Nobody listens to this shit until it's like on their doorstep. It's like, but yeah, between the PC side stuff of parts going up in price because of AI shit, because like these AI like there's a bajillion companies doing AI, and they all need shitloads of RAM and hard drive space to fucking process all the fucking shit. And it's just not looking pretty for the PC side. And of course, that has an after effect back to the consoles. Be it the Switch, the PlayStation, future stuff, or even mobile devices. Having a huge effect in that. Like, hell, some people speculate that a lot of the companies may have actually even knew this shit was coming, and that might have been the real reason a lot of the price increases happened, and not necessarily because of the tariffs. I mean, I don't know about anyone else. But honestly, I haven't had anything affected by tariffs. Every fucking company that I bought things overseas had, you know, their like month or 2 of like processing and figuring out what they're doing, and then it's back to norm. Like, I have not had to pay some extra bill at all for anything. Like, all the companies have made deals or settled or whatever the fuck in relation to tariffs of that. Like I haven't been affected by tariffs other than a small delay in not being able to order from a few websites. Other than that, it's just been... Now, I'm not saying tariffs haven't affected anything, but I'm just saying in the gaming space, I'd love to hear what the hell is getting, like, extra charges for you, because I haven't seen any. PlayAsia has been fine. I had a problem on eBay or anything. Like, I don't know where, like, the whole tariff excuse is really happening here. And to be honest, I'm really starting to think the rumor mill on the whole WAM, like, predicting the WAM issue might have actually been the real culprit, and they just wanted to blame the tariffs because, you know, that was just the socially accepted thing by most normies. Oh, yeah, the tariffs, yeah. But, yeah, like, a 27 downfall. And if it really has been the lowest that it's ever been since 1995, that's just mind-blowing. That shows you how the game industry, like, spent years toppling and tumbling and stumbling everything to the ground. And now, its peak is hit. We've hit the peak. We hit the ceiling, and it's fucking going down. Greed, prices, and unreasonability and everything are hitting the fucking roof hard as hell, and they're trying to fucking beat through that roof because they don't want to go down. Like, I remember consoles going down as they get older, not going up. This is ridiculous. The Xbox Series is fucking old in its own right. And it's had, like, at least 2, I swear it's had, like, 3, but I know it had at least fucking 2 price increases. Like, that is ridiculous, especially when it's the worst selling console that's out right now. It's the loser, and it rose its price multiple times. That's insane. Now, of course, there's a whole conspiracy theory on that, maybe been actually somewhat self-sabotage to get people to go more digital in the Game Pass and all that kind of jazz, but that's a whole different subject. That may very well have some truth to it, maybe. But who knows? Again, that's just basically conspiracy theorists. Who knows? I wouldn't be shocked. Companies do weird shit all the fucking time. It's just... ugh. It's stupid. But yeah. So what was the course going forward? What should you do? Should you go PC before everything goes crazy? Should you stick to console? Should you just bail out of the game industry altogether? Oh, man. Honestly, like me, like I feel like I'm just getting to the done phase of me in gaming. Like, I mean, I don't think I'll ever permanently be out of gaming, but modern gaming, I feel like, is just going to dwindle and dwindle more for me. Like, Switch 2 looks like the fucking apocalypse for physical, and I even fucking bother with Xbox. And who knows what the fuck Sony's gonna do with the PS6. I mean, with how the Switch is going, and Microsoft basically being out of the way when it comes to that, are they gonna really, like, continue trying to actually have discs still? I hope the hell, because that's the only way I'm gonna give a fuck. And if not, then I guess I'm done. Just, it's been a long ride for me, and I still have plenty of shit to play, so it's not like it's a sad story. It's just, I won't really probably see too much stuff going forward, but the future remains unseen. I know I didn't spend a lot during this Black Friday. It was probably one of the, probably pretty similarly, like a very low-key Black Friday to me. I think I only got like a small handful of games, not really anything at all. It's just, I don't know what a lot of these corporate executives are thinking, honestly. I mean, I'm a single person. I don't have children. I own all my shit. I don't have any massive debt or anything, I just pay the normal crap, Uncle Sam groceries and, things like that. Like, I'm not in any same, like, massive debt or anything. And there's a lot more people, obviously, that are in problems like that, having family and bills and trying to actually buy a house and a car and shit and stuff. That's normies. Normies don't have shitloads of expendable money. And they certainly don't have expendable money to be dumping on shit like this. Normies got into gaming. Like, let's think about this rationally. In the older days, games did cost a lot more. But everyone wants to, like, peel it down to different elements. Like, realistically, games cost more because of 3 different, like, things, depending on what era we're talking about. Like, early computers, programming and shit was not simple. Like, it was, a very different thing. And computers weren't cheap either in the beginning either. So, those caused factors of games to be expensive in early PC era. Cartridge era stuff, cartridges and chips and shit weren't cheap. That stuff cost money. There's a reason that with like the Switch, like I said, the Switch sticking with cartridges was stupid. If this was the outcome of sticking with cartridges, it was stupid. Because it costs more. It's causing issues. And, like, Nintendo's giving no one any fucking, like options. Like, buy our expensive fucking one-size cartridge or fuck you. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. But they cost more than a plastic disc thing is mass-produced. When we got to actually competent disc-based systems like the PS1 and that, and you went for PS1, PS2, PS3, like normies ate up consoles because they were affordable. Games were affordable. It was all affordable. Like, we went from like expensive like some people don't really realize a lot of like old JRPGs on like fucking Sega Genesis and SNES and shit. Like some of those were expensive. Like, they weren't fucking cheap. And again, that's because like stuff like storage, chips, and things, and the cartridges weren't cheap either. We got to a comfortable phase of gaming where a lot of the stuff was easy to produce and make and put out there. But now the game industry is shooting prices back up. And they expected normies to continue buying that shit. Look, there was always someone willing to pay something. People, whether you want to call them a sucker or not, that's up to your subjective choice. But there's always going to be someone that will buy something for something. But if you want to be a successful business, you need to have successful, like, realistic sales and stuff. And the problem is, the game industry expected more booming success while increasing the prices to unreasonable levels. Look, I've spent, like, shitloads of money on video games and stuff, whether I got them on sales or not. That I spent a lot in the game. This is getting ridiculous. $80 games? Fuck you. So far, the only thing I even think was remotely worth $70 was Elden Ring, which released at $60. So they gave a big fuck you to everyone who wanted to raise the prices. And then I have a second game. Now, I'm not done with it, so it could change. But as I feel, honestly, I feel the 100th line, The Last Defense Academy, I would feel great paying $70 for that too. I'm being very satisfied with that game, and it's still going. So yeah, those are the only two games I've ever fucking played that I feel like were ever worth brand new $70 in today's money. Because, you know, people might bring up the whole inflation shit and stuff, and I don't give a fuck about that argument. Look, I know money value and shit has changed and stuff, but that doesn't change my fucking feelings that, like, I'm just gonna magically feel better paying fucking $100 when it's 1990 versus now. That's still a lot of money either fucking way to me. It's just a shitty excuse to fucking just be like, oh, deal with it, you know? You know, like, I have continuously seen the game industry, as I've grown up, continuously waste so much pointless money in this shit. They just shove it into a fucking file when there's so many ways they could spend money towards their project. A lot of game industries are just fucking bloated as fuck. And if there's any living proof of that at this point, it's Microsoft. Microsoft has bought and gobbled up a bunch of fucking people, and they bloated like fucking hell. It actually makes you look at how EA gobbled up a lot of people, and you know, when you think about, like, EA laid off, like, a lot of places they bought, like, they either bought them and then laid them off, or used them until they felt like they weren't worth money on, and then laid them off that, like, depending on certain companies that. But, like, EA kept a lot of fat to keep going forward off. So when you think about, like, EA did a better job gobbling companies up than Microsoft has, because Microsoft fucking waited until the damn fucking apocalypse before they did. But this is all, like, it realistically, there was a, like, I'm not saying they should lay people off. What they should have did is not bought so many fucking companies and unreasonably expect everything to be fine at it. Like, companies have a limit. There's so many people you can fucking manage and deal with and dump money and shit. It's just a mess. Everything is just a mess. It's all a fucking mess. But yeah, if the console manufacturers and game developers and shit want to keep raising prices, they're going to sadly find out normies are just not going to buy the shit. And then they'll have really two choices. Either A, they fix it to where normies will, again, mass buy their shit, or they cater to the people like me who have too much expendable extra income and just, you know, like, oh shit. But unlike me, you know, they're more willing to, like, you know, they're more willing to, like, oh man, $200 GTA 6, sign me in. Like, no, that's not me at all. Like, if you're getting me to buy a $200 game brand new, like, that game better fucking last for, like, I don't know, fucking years of addicting gameplay or something. Like, I tell you, like, GTA 6 is supposed to come out this year, and the rumors are that it's going to be like $100 now. And that would be, of course, like a new crazy high for modern gaming. Like, you know, we spent years having shit be $49, $59 for a long time, and then they, you know, they start trying to get the fucking 70 and 80, and it's like, just, It's crazy. It's all just becoming too insane. People, like, companies and shit need to, like, get a more realistic grasp on what the fuck they want from people here. Like what people want from how the world is. They just need a more realistic, like, point of view. Like you see those demos where they're like looking at little small little pimple hairs and shit on fucking models and shit. Like, look, we are at a really high fucking definition of gaming and shit, of graphics. I mean, look here, I'm sitting in a fucking 3D world talking to you. Like, this shit's just casual now. People fucking just do everything imaginable in fucking VR chat and shit. Like, we don't need to keep trying to push fucking unrealistic standards of fucking money at this point. You know, if it's cheap to do, that's one thing. If it's costing you billions to fucking do, stop it. Just stop. And then you get shit like Concord, which, like, had all kinds of bajillions of signs showing that it was going to likely not do well. And they just keep fucking, like, what was it? One of the people said it had toxic positivity, which isn't the first time I've heard that terminology, which is positive toxicity is where you're, like, everything's, like, showing, like, bad signs. Like, you know, it's like, imagine, this might be, it's kind of an extreme example, but imagine you're in Nazi Germany. And, you know, you're like, this is bad. Obviously, we're doing bad shit here. This isn't good. And, you know, they're like, I think that's being negative. Maybe you should be more positive, or maybe you'll be in the dead body. Yeah, group there too. Like, you know, it's like, it's just like strong arming you into wanting to be positive, even though there's something wrong. There's something, like, all the signs, and you can't have any criticism of it. Like, you could be like, well, you know, I think there's something wrong with this. Like, no, you be positive about it. You take that negativity away. You know, it's just, and to me, that feels like what killed Concord. Like, Concord could have been an okay game if it wasn't for the fact that it's been bajillions of dollars fucking, like, in years. Like, some of these companies need to be, like, realize, like, okay, like, there's a reason sometimes games get canceled, you know? Like, I was sad as shit when Mega Man Legends 3 got canceled, but, you know, there's two ways to look at it. Either Capcom was being heartless and didn't want to develop a game that they didn't think would sell well, or maybe there really was something wrong with the development, and instead of pulling a Concord where they spend 6-some years fucking developing the game, they just killed the losses. Now, I would hope that would have been the real reason, because, you know, we don't want a bad Mega Man Legends 3 to be fair, but I don't know, it's just, I don't have all the answers to fix everything. I'm just somebody who enjoys this shit as a hobby, you know? Life's hard. Between people's politics, people's opinions, and fucking raising prices of everything, life is just has its downs and lows and lows. I don't want the game industry to, like, die, but I feel like a lot of the big corporations, they really need a wake-up call. If they want to continue existing, they're really going to have to sit down and think about what the fuck they're doing with their business. Because honestly, I don't really know what else they really expect from everything here. Indies, I feel like if the game industry really reaches a modern game crash and a lot of the big A, AAA companies actually fucking start fucking leaving, closing, going out of business, the indie industry is going to keep gaming alive. Gaming, I don't think, will ever die. But what we know of it as of now, I think will be gratefully changed sometime in the future. Maybe sooner than we think, or maybe later if they can keep floating about before any actual change. I wish I had all the answers, but really my point of view is just very simple. Stop wasting money on really long developments. Stop having completely unrealistic standards and shit. Yeah, some games benefit from looking real, but obviously there's tons of games that benefit from not looking. Like, there's been a giant indie boom of fucking PS1 looking games. Crow Country, very nice game, just played it, and it was fun, you know? And there's been a lot of, like, throwback old Resident Evil PS1 looking indie games coming out. Like, you don't have to look realistic to be successful. Look at fucking Undertale. Undertale fucking sold like crack cocaine. Like, shit. The passion is missing from a lot of the higher grade companies, and, you know, we don't get to see a lot of that passion too much in AAA stuff much anymore, you know. But I do feel like the big business people are going to really face something here in the industry here soon. I really do. But I hope the good stuff gets to last and the bad stuff goes away. But sadly, in this kind of situation, all parties usually suffer. So we'll see what the future holds. But I hope for positive things. But it's not looking pretty. I mean, the busiest sell season was a bomb. And, you know, like I said, GTA 6 is supposed to come out this year. It's supposed to come out this year. And they're likely going to come out, like, you know, the holiday. And, like, most companies are probably going to avoid it, like the bubonic plague, probably. So, yeah. What can you do? But anyway, I'm going to get moving along on my little train ride. You take it easy and let me know what you think. Do you think things are doom and gloom? Do you think there's hope to go? What do you think? Let me know, and I'll see you next time at the Proving Grounds.